Well, welcome back, collectors, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. It's nice to see everyone here. Thank you for being here. I certainly appreciate it. Hello, Jeff Davis. I see you're in the room. Thank you very much. These weeks just roll by. There's 10J Paper. Good evening, 10J Paper. Now, tonight we have a lot of things to get to, so let's get started. Tonight's live stream is titled Two Halves Make a Whole. So let's start with this. Get this where you can see it a little better. Bring this camera down a little bit more. There you go. This is a $1.75 note from the Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad Company. Now, what was the Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad? Well, it was first chartered in 1835. The plan was to link Charleston, South Carolina to the Midwest. But financing, political differences, geography, and of course the Panic of 1837 doomed this endeavor. By 1843, the state of South Carolina had merged the Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad with the South Carolina Canal and Railroad Company, calling it simply the South Carolina Railroad. Now, the South Carolina Railroad did continue on for a while. It built links to other cities in South Carolina and Augusta, Georgia. And in the 1890s, it became part of the Southern Railway Company. Now, this, of course, is a copy. Real notes like this are extremely expensive and extremely rare. So I have that there for a reason. Since the real notes were never issued, and since paper was very expensive in those days, they found another use for it. This is a 25-cent fractional on the Bank of the State of South Carolina. And look what it's printed on. It's printed on remainders of the Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad notes. So I'm going to kind of sort of lay this here so you can get the idea over the copy what they were trying to accomplish, or what they did do here. I realize some of this is bleeding through and it might not come through as well as I'd hoped, but I think you get the idea here. Now let me say hello to a few people. I see we have a lot more people in the room now. There's retired Navy Rob. Thank you for being here. Banknote Dan, Sneaky Pierre, and Jeff and 10J. Appreciate all of you being here. Now, if I bought one of these, I had to buy another one because I had to try and find the other half to make a hole. So I'm going to roughly line that up there. There is a little piece in the middle that is missing. I can move my hands out of the way without moving anything. You should get a pretty good idea of what the Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad note would look like. I just thought this kind of thing is very interesting. You never know what you might run across when you're looking for notes. And I was just fortunate to find these two pieces. I'm going to try and hold them up here together so you get an idea of what the note would have looked like. Okay. Two halves do make a whole. I thought since we were talking about a railroad, I'd show this piece as well. This is a little 10-cent fractional, also on the Bank of the State of South Carolina, but I just like the train. This one's dated March 1st, 1862. It is blank on the back. These are fun pieces and not expensive. Um, I think I paid 35 a piece for these, so they're not terribly expensive. Hello, Edward. How are you? Again, I want to thank all of you for being here. Let's talk about something else for a moment. Since starting my obsolete journey, I've been delighted to find a few banking and business related items that complement my, banknote collecting. This is a promissory note. Sorry for the glare. On the Commercial Bank of Columbia, South Carolina, dated October 1861. Now, this piece is a promissory note for $15,000. I can't imagine how much you could buy with $15,000 in 1861. So, anyway, I picked this up at a coin currency show for something like $12. I couldn't resist that. And just to complement that, here's a note from the same bank. Now, in the center, you have Sears and the allegorical figure of commerce. Of course, you got Thomas Jefferson over here on the right. The gentleman on the left is a man by the name of Thomas Taylor, who, among other things, is known for owning the land on which the city of Columbia was built. So, there is that. This is a remainder note, very early remainder note. I would guess this is 1830s, 1840s, probably issued into the 1850s. I have one more piece here. This is on the Exchange Bank of Columbia. It's also a promissory note for a little over $618. And I didn't realize this until after I got home and started, doing a little bit of research. But November 6th, 1860. Anybody know what's special about that date? Well, that's the day Abraham Lincoln was elected president. So I thought that was a nice piece to come across. Let's see. Take a look at a few of the comments here. Let's see. The greetings. Edward says, greetings from the People's Republic of New York City. Thank you for being here. Yeah, boatload of money back then, says retired Navy Rob. 15,000 in 1861. Holy cannolis. Yeah, a lot of money. Hello, hidden numismatist. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you for being here. Since we were talking about the Exchange Bank of Columbia, I had to pull one note to show you so that I'd have a note to complement the promissory note, or banknote rather. Now, the vignette in the center is simply titled, let's see, Woman with State Shield and Bust of Calhoun, which is, of course, John C. Calhoun. This looks like a cotton plant to me. Imagine that. Now, the lady on the right is unidentified, just an allegorical figure. And the gentleman on the left over here is recently deceased senator and one of the former presidents of the Bank of the State of South Carolina, Franklin Elmore. So, lots of things you can come across on your collecting journey. Please leave us some comments and let us know what you're collecting. Let me know what you think about these Thursday Night Live sessions. Do you like them? What would you like to see me discuss? Give me some feedback. Always enjoy reading your comments. And let me take one last look here before we go. Thank you, Hidden Numismatist. Said, I love these live shows. Please continue. Retired Navy Rob says, great session. Great job, says Jeff Davis. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. I hope all of you have a nice evening. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and thanks for stopping by. Good night, everyone.